If you hit something really soft and squiggly, you've gone too far.
Be careful with the guts. Like that can ruin all the meat.
Yeah, you don't want to cut those open. You got to remove those by hand. You have to bring that all the way down to his anus. Don't split the, go around the nutsack.
Should I just cut what should I just keep going around like this?
Yeah, don't cut the tip of his dick off. That's just gross.
Weird.
Yeah, nobody does that.
Disgusting.
And if you see your own blood,
Stop.
stop. Yeah. Oh, you're cutting. Oh, it's his bar mitzvah.
Did he get it? Did he make it?
No.
You're good. Cut around the nutsack all the way down to the anus. Bring it down to the sphincter. Then you follow his butt cheeks all the way down to the pelvic bone. Open them up wide.
That is nuts.
Yeah, that's just rude.
You know what you have to do though? You have to keep the nuts, and you do have to boil them and eat them.
Yeah. You just got to take them all the way off so you can toss them at somebody. Didn't I toss mine at you?
Oh. All right, be careful with the asshole. You
Yeah.
don't want to get shit.
Well, that's still just the penis right there. That's not intestines. That's the urethra. It's a biology lesson as well as anything else. Cut all that away. Follow the side of the penis
keep going
down.
down.
Split that meat open because you need to cut his anus out
Yeah.
in order and to empty it.
But you want to keep it intact.
Yeah, you want to cut around the anus.
Otherwise, the meat will go bad.
I'm fine. It's all right.
Just having fun.
Mater tots would be.
I was gonna call him and pick him up.
He's working.
Is he working? That sucks.
All right. Should I flip him around so I can get it, or what?
No, cut around.
It's hard to
Just stick your finger in and then pull it out a little bit.
No, I mean, that's. Hold on. It's shitting on you. Don't touch. Don't let the knife touch. Okay, I'm just on it. You don't want the knife to touch the.
I've never cut up a deer like this.
Well, you're telling me to.
Cut. Oh, okay, Hudson.
Okay.
See this? Cut that all the way out.
Like.
No, just use the. Don't use the. That's to get the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So just use that lightly. Keep going. Yeah, that's all you do. So take that all the way down
To the bone.
to the bone.
Keep going like this all the way down to
Yep.
the bone.
There's no like real meat here. I mean there is, but nothing. Just be careful. Now do this side. I have the deer, so maybe pull this.
Do what?
Just keep going. All right. So now it's loose. Okay.
cut all the way around the balls and get that out of your way. Flip that down. Hook your finger underneath the urethra there. Pull it up and cut all the connective tissues away, and then you cut it all the way up
Like
the
this?
balls.
No,
Yeah.
all the way.
Don't cut it off, because then it'll piss all over your meat. But follow that all the way up and get rid of the balls so you can flip that down by the anus, and then continue to cut the. Yeah, you just touched his penis head. You just touched his penis head. This is called dig in there.
Oh, this isn't the digging yet.
No, yeah, you're not even into the digging part yet. This way you can flip the dick out of the way. He's gonna pee on everything, but you don't want to cut the tube so he pees on everything even worse.
You're gonna have to.
But don't be afraid to just dig in there and cut away. Now grab his balls and pull them up and see what is left on connective tissue. Cut all that off.
Just be careful, the intestines are really close.
Now actually grab his testes and pull them up, and there's not much connective tissue there. Don't cut down anymore, cut to the front of the deer.
Cut the top parts off.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just remember the intestines are on the other side of it.
Yeah, don't cut too deep, but keep cutting until all that connective tissue is off, and then flip the
Alright, there you go.
finishing
Testes.
end of the connective tissue. There he is. Now that's out of your way. Now you can dig into that pelvic region. Cut down into there all the way to the bone.
Just like this?
No, there.
Further up. Yep, right there. Continue to cut that away. And then cut more at an angle to your right and to your left, and follow that pelvic bone around. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Go more at an angle.
See how the legs move now?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get to where there's no.
Alright,
Yeah.
I need too much. Is that all bone right there? Alright. So now you have to cut off the ass.
Don't cut the ass off. You want to basically open up the gut sac, which is this, all right, and that way you can pull out the intestines. But you need to get all this connective tissues all the way down to the pelvic bone, so then you can reach in, grab the anus, pinch it off, the intestines, not the anus. Pinch it off so it won't poop all over everything, and then cut the ass out. And then you pull that intestines out so it doesn't dump all over the inside of the deer.
So should I work on taking this off, or?
Yeah, if you want to. It doesn't matter how you do it, but you're going to have to cut that anus off and loosen it up so you can pull it out of the deer. So you want the anus to be completely free so you can reach in there, grab that, pull it out of the deer, pinching it off so it's not dumping all up inside your deer. Got the hiccups. You smell my fingers, Ryan. Is it all loose all the way around? You spend so much time on the ass that you should be a proctologist.
Ass man.
I have to send this to Ron. Proctology exam complete.
Did that have any hemorrhoids?
I mean, is this good? You think, or?
Yeah.
Alright.
Why not? You have to continue loosening all this stuff up.
Because this all has to.
Open up.
Alright, so you're going to go all the way up to here.
Feel the top of the breastbone, right where its neck is at, and this is where you're going to have to make an incision in order to separate the top of the.
Alright. You could be a little firmer on this stuff because it's all bone.
You gotta find the side of his breastbone, and you can follow that up, popping it free of the breastbone, the ribs.
So cut it here. Alright. Go under a little so you can pull this side of the skin away.
Just like that.
Okay. That's good. Get a little higher up. Okay. Now find the middle. Put the knife in. Like that.
Follow the breastbone down.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just be. You're gonna cut all the way down, but just be careful because you do have
Lungs and heart.
Not too deep.
You want to try feeling the ribs.
So like you're kind of.
You gotta feel the side of the ribs
find
and
the middle.
pop all them. And you can even start at the bottom and work your way up, but if you point your knife at me, don't send it towards my balls. I need them.
It's hard. How do I cut through it?
I serrated blade.
I might actually get over this way. I don't want to take a chance.
Did you that knife clean?
Yeah. There's no cartilage anywhere you can cut through?
I'm gonna get so many hits on my YouTube channel now. Like 30. Maybe I'm being a little bit optimistic. 29. Of course, you might have to watch the video 29 times to get 29 views.
It's not cutting through the bone.
Just pop it. Put it in it.
I gotta be honest, so I've always used a man knife. It's like Jello. See, yeah, he's feeling that edge. There's no easy way to do it. It just takes time.
There's really no right way either.
See that red piece of splat? That's the diaphragm. That you got to follow all the way around and completely loosen up from the chest cavity. That'll end up being attached to everything.
You've got enough.
So cut all the way around it.
So try to pull the ribs apart. There you go.
Dig in there. Dig in there. Dig in. Yeah, you got more right there.
Pull it apart.
That's the collarbone. might as well cut all the way up to the esophagus, because you're gonna. And if your fingers are cold, you can always dip it into the blood. That's still nice and warm right now, but it gets cold fast.
I'll show you now.
Cut everything loose.
Yep. So go around the ends.
You're already ready to tear out the butthole, right? Now you got to get ready to tear out the guts and the esophagus. So now it's just a matter of loosening everything up from that wall. So go all the way down to the backbone on this side. Then you kind of move everything over and do the other side.
Just watch the organs.
Yeah.
They want that stuff to go.
It's all about getting intimate with the deer. Get all up in his business. And when you feel like you got 90% of it, you can, again, go back in, reaching your hand down into the pelvic bone, pinch off the intestines so it doesn't poop in you, in your deer. Pull it out.
So why don't we start? Why don't you grab the esophagus now, and then you can start dipping that out.
Where at?
Oh, I'm actually stepping on his antlers. I didn't realize that. Here, I'll turn him over so he's in. What would that move in that pose be called in yoga? Flat on your back.
All right. So put your hand here.
Put it in the deer. Find its esophagus. Are you through the breastplate yet? Or is there a bone there?
I feel it. It's right. The esophagus.
So cut it out.
Put your knife in there and cut that esophagus away and then pull it
Like
up.
cut it across?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
First, I mean, do you have the entire esophagus? Because you'll have to cut the esophagus
going.
out because it has that membrane all
There, that's the esophagus. See that rib feel?
Uh-huh.
Cut that.
as high up as you can get.
And again, there's lots of connective tissue, so that's what you need to cut away right now, is the connective tissues. Look at that esophagus. That's a beautiful shot of an esophagus right there. And then cut it away. Yep. Now you got to basically follow that down the body, pulling it out of the body and cutting away all the connective tissues. That's the start of the lineup.
Don't yank it out.
You have to cut it away. That's what you're going to follow all the way down. Whatever's connected to that esophagus, you need to cut away.
That's it. Come on. Cut this right here. You don't want to yank it through anything. You want to.
Because now all of its stomach contents are capable of moving out. It's lost its sphincter muscles that are keeping that liquid in. Here's your test. How many sphincter muscles are there in the human body? 27. You get it.
So there was a little 4-pointer, like a little, pretty much a spiker. It came in, I saw it, and then I saw this one over here. Spiker ran out, and I started doing the Dobley phone.
Yeah. He followed it in? Nice. That stupid thing works, huh?
Oh, YouTube Dobley.
A YouTube Dobley? Nice. Hear that, folks? YouTube Dobley. It works. Utilize it.
Got it.
You're almost there. Another 45 minutes or so, and you will have that guts out. When you get good at this, it only takes like
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Remember, don't yank too hard. So you have to find what's connected to it.
It's like a corrugated worm, isn't it?
All right, just okay. So now, let's see. It's got
you want the knife?
You gotta watch what you're. Okay. Alright, so once that's more loose, so there's some tissue right there you want to get rid of. So really, there should be nothing in that cavity. That all has to be, and once you have it all loose, you just tip it over and it all comes out.
You know what you're holding on to there? That's his liver.
Lucky it's lungs.
Is it, oh, is it?
That's his
No,
lungs.
that's the liver.
That is. I thought he was on. I thought he was on something else.
Are you gonna have to take a bite out of that liver for your first time, like the, or is it the kidneys?
I thought it was the heart.
No, it's the nuts. We'll let you boil those first before you eat them.
Oh,
I don't want it.
there you go. Take a bite of that. You eat a piece. I'll eat a piece.
Hudson, don't be yanking stuff out. You gotta cut it out, and it'll just all fall out. But you have to use your knife.
Yeah. Follow that down along his best back of his body.
Kind of. I mean, right here. It's
There's
cut.
no
Okay,
good way of
but
doing it.
Listen, we gotta get all the stuff.
Hey,
in there.
pull his sleeves up, Ryan, and he can get in there. And he won't feel like he's gonna get his shirt bad. Dig in. There's no other way of doing it. Get in there. Get all the way down to the backbone. Cut it away. Don't cut into the meat. Cut at the top of the meat straight back.
Get all that
You're not trying to, you have to cut that meat out of there. So cut all the way down, straight down. Not to the back, straight down. Because you're not through the,
I can't see. It's,
he's starting to cut straight down instead of backwards.
follow the ribs.
Pool of gravy. When you hit the backbone, you're perfect.
This isn't as fun as I imagined.
Nobody said this is supposed to be fun.
It is a
It's
lot
just a
easier
part of the
It is a lot easier when
experience. When what?
When it's hanging,
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It's a lot easier when it's hanging.
which probably was first time.
I did it like this, and I didn't have anybody telling me how to do it. I just did it by cutting up other animals. You learn what the inside of an animal looks like and what you need to tear apart in order to get in there.
It's cut. I think I cut it all out right here.
Yep. That's all free. Now you got to cut that diaphragm, that red strip that you were cutting out the very first, all the way around. Because that's connective. I mean, all your guts run through that bag, so it's all connected to it.
Alright. So, what do I do right now?
Cut all the way around the guts. Feel for any connective tissues. Do whatever you need to do to the skin to get it out of your way so you can,
If you have to cut the skin, that one,
yeah, down the,
flap it down, that's fine. There's no meat.
do whatever you need to do in order to get there around that intestines. The whole goal here is to get the intestines out of the deer and the guts out of the deer without splitting them open to spill the contents of those said intestines into your meat. Yeah, nobody was with me when I shot my first deer. I did it all myself. And actually, at that point in time, we didn't have cell phones. Or I didn't have a cell phone. So I wasn't able to call anybody until I actually got it into my truck and drove it over to my parents' house.
You got it all?
No, I still feel right here.
Okay. Well, let's tip it so you don't cut the. Well, yeah, cut a little more here. I'm sorry.
Is the blood still nice and warm? Isn't that nice? It helps the process that it's not cold.
All right. You
I
good?
still feel connected right here.
Okay. Well, I think we can.
All right, grab that asshole, pull it out. You got it freed up.
I think so.
So you need to reach into the pelvic bone. No, through the inside cavity. Nope, down. This ass is that way, so you're gonna have to reach down,
Right here?
grab it, cut away any connective tissues down there, So you can pinch off the intestines so nothing poops into your cavity and pull it out. So all connective tissues needs to be freed up. I've been videoing the whole thing. It's going on. I'm going to get at least 30 hits if Hudson watches this 30 times.
I have a brilliant idea.
What's that?
Stay away from sticker bushes, that's number one. Number two, take this saw, cut both hind legs off, right? And then we'll just take my loppers and just lop the leg off. Take the two front legs and the back straps, put them in a tote, you're done.
Hello?
It's got something.
Yeah, well, just a vein, an artery going to its hind legs. That right there is the money bag you need to cut around. Grab it, pinch it, pull it out, cut it off, pull that out as far away from the body as you can. You need to reach around that, grab a handful of it, pull it out, and then cut it off as far as you can.
Idea?
Because they found a place.
If that's as far as you can go,
We'll take it.
So you want me to cut?
yeah,
right
cut it. You got 99% of it. Now pull that out. Don't lose it.
Well, hold on to it.
there? Keep pulling.
Cut
those?
it, yeah. Pull, cut, pull, cut, pull, cut, pull, cut.
Hey, touch it.
Yeah,
Just
you're
so
fine.
You see
Don't
that?
let that go.
And it's got that number on the bottom. That's my idea.
Okay.
Do a good job. So
But don't let it go. You just let the intestines go. Pull all that stuff out.
Bobby's paying. It's his deer.
Got poop in my hand.
You got poop in your hand. You cut the intestines.
attach it to
You
the
told
deer.
me to.
I told you to, but I told you not to let it go. But I also said make sure you cut away all the connective tissues around that. Throw that away. Not saving any of that.
The tote, then you can just quarter it up.
All right. What do you want me to do right now?
Cut all of that connective tissue away. You need to get all of that loosened up. You need to be able to pull that out of the deer 100%. It's all about tearing up the connective tissues right now.
Did you get the anus out?
He didn't get the connective tissues around it, but he did cut it. And but he only had this much freed up, not all the way around to the back, so he can't pull anything out yet. But it is cut. Any poop you find, scoop out.
Should have cut the pelvis thing.
You want me to cut down right here?
You go ahead if you. That's the pelvic bone. You don't need to cut that open, but you need to get everything in here out. So just scoop whatever you can here out of the deer, cut away the connective tissues until you get to the back wall. So follow this down. Just hack and pull out. Hack and pull out. There you go. Right here, pull this up, cut that connective tissues away. Keep going, cut. Cut and pull, cut and pull. Always cut down into the deer, not towards the intestines. They're all good, keep going. There's nothing pretty about this. Cut all that away.
Cut. Don't scrape with your hand. That's not
Don't
the
cut
way.
deep. Don't cut deep at all here. That you're getting into the tenderloins inside that area. Cut the sides.
Just watch out. There's
You're still, that's the diaphragm that you're holding on to right now. You need to get that completely freed up.
All this?
Yes, that is the diaphragm. That controls his breathing.
once you do that, he'll stop breathing.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, he'll stop breathing soon.
Just cut it from the skin.
Like a surgeon, cutting for the very first time. Like a surgeon.
Might be
Just-
fat. Is that fat?
This right here is fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut that all the way. Cut. Don't cut into the meat now, because right underneath here is the tenderloins. That's a really, really nice piece of meat.
Should we tip it and see what's...
Yeah, you can dump it out, but he still has a ton of connective tissues down there. And you see the inside of the cavity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you follow that down and just cut and pull, cut and pull.
Might not be tendons.
That is the tenderloining.
Just chop it up.
Or just cut.
Yep. It's alright, keep cutting. There's nobody's gonna, the deer's not gonna be angry saying you didn't cut my,
So is this a good
yeah,
meat?
that's good piece of meat right there. Yeah, save that. Yeah, see this muscle right here?
Mm-hmm.
That runs along the back of the spine. That's the tenderloin. So right here, you need to cut this area away and around to the other side. Not just down, but around to the other side. There you go. You're cutting good stuff away now. Get all that connective tissue and pull it out.
Watch out for those organs there.
See, that's his diaphragm right there. That piece of meat there. That, no, not meat, but that is what makes him breathe. Get all these guts and pull it away from the deer. Make sure you got it all. That's it. Now, take your knife and put a hole right in that balloon.
No.
Don't.
Don't.
You really should.
What's the meat in?
This.
Oh, grab the arrow. Where's the other part of the arrow? There it is, right there. All right, so there. Hey, let's.
Testicles.
Yeah, cut that away.
No, testicles. They're right there.
You saving that one? Saving that part, Hudson?
No.
If you stroke it, that's his penis. Oh yeah, you still got a part of the intestines in there.
Alright.
How do I do that?
Let's quarter this thing.
Gonna quarter it out?